well, not as quite as close of a duel ultimately than a lot of people kind of expected this one might have been.
Yeah, I thought there's definitely some surprises, Nick getting taken down a couple times, and I kind of liked what I saw, just didn't get rattled and came back and picked up his takedown and picked up another one to the back and got the pin, appeared to be like it was going to be a match that could have went 7 minutes, and Nick was very alert. I just kind of liked it, expect the unexpected and wrestle through it, and that's what I think Nick did. And then I thought, a solid effort by my 41-pounder, Dusty Hone. Just continues to just work on the mat. He just continues to just work, I like the way he's working on the mat. I like the way he's looking for points. I like the way he's kind of developed some tenacity in the third period. 49, good job. Of course, we knew that was a match where we probably needed some bonus points, and it's good to send one of our best guys out there to get it. 57 and 65, I thought we took some leads and kind of sat on them a little bit, but both those guys had battles with those two opponents in the past, and they've been tight and close, and sometimes you just think that's what it's supposed to happen, instead of maybe changing something, like separating the score. But good wins, important wins, kind of led us into just a couple nice matches, winning those 5 of 6 after 65. Kind of set us up for 74 and 84. That's what dual meet teams do is pass the baton to the next guy. Hey, we're on a row here, throw out rankings, let's go win matches. And I thought at 74, just a really good, solid effort, and a little bit surprised at that effort, And 84, good. We saw when he went up 4-1, all of a sudden, kind of backed off, and soaked in the lead. So just some things that need to change. 97, a little bit of struggle again, but you like the fact that he picked up the 2 takedowns right out and escaped, and ended up giving up the first takedown and ended up scoring 6 straight. So that was good, and good effort by my heavyweight. Lopsided in weight and a little bit tough on it.
With Anthony, you talked, I think it was last semester, about how he kind of prides himself in conditioning, and clearly that was on display in the third with him being able to ride out a top 10 wrestler.
Yeah, just did a really good job of keeping the pressure, going back to his wrist, and returning them to the mat. When they get to their feet, that's pretty important in wrestling, is to take that time and effort to put them up in the air, put them back down, try to avoid any type of scrambles, and did a good job. And good effort, What was the final score now?
6-4.
6-4. So the thing I want to tell him is it was 4-1 at one time, and he outscored you in the second and third, and a lot of that I just think is protecting your lead, and I think you get these young guys, they have a tendency of doing that in these big matches. They're not ready to separate it when they can. I don't know if he could have separated, to tell you the truth. That's a good wrestler, but good win for him. Definitely an important win, and he's worked hard for it.
With Nick, going back to Nick real quick, 100th career win here at Oklahoma State, only the 44th wrestler to do that, obviously.
Only.
Oh, yeah, only. But, I mean, when you think of how many wrestlers there have been ultimately over the 100 years of the program, I mean, he's
44.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not a lot. But, well, when you think about Nick and being one of our seniors, he sets an example for us every time he walks out. He struggled a little bit early. We saw him struggle a little bit. I think he's still trying to find his mojo as far as what he wants to do on his feet. And in the end, just staying aggressive and shaking off those 2 takedowns in the first, is just an example that I can use tonight for guys that things happen and you wasn't planning on that to happen, and you can either get rattled or you can get right back up and score the next takedown, and that's what he did.
It's obviously still a long way to go for him, but just what has he meant for the program over these last 4 or 5 years?
Nick, he's he's one of those guys that you'd coach forever, if you had a whole bunch of them, and not so much being good, but their attitude, the way they address practice, the way they come in, great student, I don't think in my 5 years I've ever even had to question him in school and what's happening in school. He's just a pretty consistent guy that's got great discipline in his life, and I think he's a guy that really wants his team to do well. It's his senior year. He knows our team has got to fight for tough wins, and he does everything he can to start that off when we get to start at 25.
133, Reese was able to build up a pretty good lead there, and then obviously got pinned. Was it a matter, kind of like last night with Dakota, of him just holding on to that takedown too long?
I think he's wrestling someone pretty good, highly ranked. This, to me, it appeared like, am I supposed to be doing this? He was kind of scrambled out of a takedown and looked like he was going to get a takedown, and he just kind of dropped on it a little bit. I think the thing he needs to understand is people see that and they question, they'll question, will he finish a match? And he just needs to recognize that, people are going to test you, and just to, just drop down on that leg, and he should have been up and through the guy for take a 9-1 lead, and it was just the opposite. He just kind of was looking like he was wrestling the clock again, and I'm going to drop down here and try to hang on and get a stalemate.
174 with Joe breathing down the neck of Chalmers. How impressed were you to see him go out there and put up a bonus point victory against the top 20 wrestler?
It's good. Yeah. It was kind of tough. He was just tough, and he was physical. He got in on leg a few times, and they were hard finishes. Felt the weight a little bit, but in the end, just a tough match. Definitely a match that you look at and you go, wow. So good to see. It's good that we are in position to use Chalmers at a time when we really need him.
Riding time points going into almost every match, is that something that's become more of a focus?
Not necessarily, but tough rides, you got to take something out of your opponent, If you're in a tough match and you're wrestling someone, easy outs gives them a level of confidence, So you got to make them feel a little bit of pressure. Even if you're not riding them, you need to make them feel pressure. You got to make them work to get out. No easy outs, and the only time we should give easy outs is if we're chasing bonus points and the score is lopsided and we're cutting them, So we just emphasize it in practice, and I think, in the end, we probably rode more than I thought we'd ride in the last 2 matches this weekend. But, there's just something that you build your strength and you build your endurance in these matches, and you build your confidence that, I can ride hard and recover quickly and go again and go again and go again if I have to.